Right now, several school districts throughout south central Wisconsin are dealing with the aftermath of their operating referendums failing.
Madison Rio spoke with an analyst on how referenda in urban areas turned out in comparison to rural Wisconsin.
Amber, Brandon, 7 local school districts so far will not see additional funding for their schools after their referenda failed. I spoke with Wisconsin Policy Forum researcher Ari Brown about the results we've seen so far, and he says of the different locales throughout the state with the school referendum on the ballot, it was towns who had the lowest passage rates. Brown says the National Center for Education Statistics has 4 different categories when it comes to school referenda. This includes cities, suburbs, towns, and rural. Brown says across the entire year, cities had a passage rate of 90%. Suburbs had a passage rate of 87.2%. Rural areas saw a 70% passage rate, but towns only saw a 54% passage rate. He says there are several factors that could contribute to a low passage rate, but this year, one factor stood out.
But inflation, I think, is something that's really weighing on people, and is certainly one of the trends that we think, is present in these data.
So far, the Dodgeville School District has seen the tightest margin, with 113 votes separating the district from passing its referendum, followed by Cuba City School District's referendum. I also spoke with the superintendent of the Cuba City School District. Their referendum failed by 116 votes. He says schools aren't the only entities facing inflation, and just because the community voted no, it doesn't necessarily mean the community isn't in support of the work the schools do.